I
Welcome
need to get
back
powers in this
to
team speak.
Dungeons of Hades. Last time, a bunch of exciting things happened. You guys set to sea from the island of Seagar, triggered your oceanic jumping device, which has yet to be named. Landed or warped into the seas 15 miles off the coast of Aslan. There you saw the island in the distance and a set of white sails, which over time seems to notice you and close the range. You guys were shot at a couple times, realized that this was a run at piracy, and came up with a plan to play dumb, essentially allow the other ship to come up alongside of you guys, board you, and then you would try and take it over by force, because you do not have the firepower to fight in a ship-to-ship combat. And more or less it went exactly as you guys wanted it to. Tabaxi, that's what you are. Tabaxi Rogue Thea jumped off the boat, was seen, but was quick enough to sneak around to the other side on the enemy's ship, the Polywog, as it was written on the side. Able to climb aboard, and in the middle of the scrum that erupted on the deck of the Great Turtle, you detonated the magazines of the Polywog and split it in a fiery blaze into two chunks, which quickly sunk beneath the waves. As the ship blew into two, the captain of the pirate force, Susanna Starfinder, told her crew to lay down their weapons and surrendered, begged for her life, or not for her life, I'm sorry, for her crew's life, and offered her services for exchange for their safety. Unfortunately, one of their crew was killed aboard when the ship detonated, and is now a rapidly expanding cloud of particles. But the rest of them seem to be in good shape. However, as you guys look over them, it's quite a crew of misfits. Susanna Starfinder, of course, the ex-USSR naval commander with 9 years of experience. Her first officer, Frank Schmid, the dwarf who is a little bit scared of responsibility. Their helmswoman, Yaz Desai, who has untapped potential. Cliff Blackthumb, their shipwright and carpenter, who has nasty withdrawal syndrome from a drug known as honeydew marmalade.
Sounds delightful.
And Bethany Emerald, a con artist that her entire body is covered in jewels, which you guys learned later on were fake. And then Log, the 8-foot-tall orc with a log.
What were their names again?
The captain, the elvish woman, was Susanna Starfinder. The dwarf was Frank Schmid. The dragonborn gal helmswoman was Yaz Desai. Cliff Blackthumb was a human, and Bethany Emerald was a gnome, and then Log is an orc. But anyway, after coming up with some hastily laid down terms of what life would look like upon the Great Turtle, Rack, you expressed your intentions not to shipwreck them or abandon them on some godforsaken island, but your plan was to have them work for you under fair conditions until you guys could make your way to Illyrica, where you would see that they would be properly employed by the right people. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, correct.
Okay. And with that, you guys essentially stuffed all of them in what once was Diana's storage room for all of her alchemical components in the forward end of the ship, where they all passed out from battle exhaustion and fatigue, and started to set sail for Aslan once again. And as you guys start to get underway with wind in the sails and starting to pick up speed, you notice that there are dark clouds moving from the south. Looks like there might be a storm on its way. And with that, we will begin tonight's session.
Oh boy.
Above table, real quick.
How
I
far
forgot to
away
ask
is the
about
storm
this. Were these arrows
15 miles.
of yellow there?
Hmm?
Or what are the arrow of the yellow? When was out there?
That's where we're at.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of just a map of where we've gone.
Yeah, I was like, I don't remember that there, so I didn't know if that was the new. Okay.
The reason why I had you repeat everybody's name so that way I can write it down and figure out a way to fuck it all up.
Of course.
I should have known. I was wondering.
Oh, I kind of got it right when you asked, so I'm like, oh. Poor characters.
Yeah. You ready for their
They're
names?
just NPCs.
You ready to learn their names?
Sure.
What?
We got Bemerald, Log, Crank, Gaze,
Crank.
Drift,
What are the names of these people? Who are
And-
you talking about?
The
Saloonson.
crew you picked up.
Oh. Crank. I like it.
The only
Crank
one
and-
that Log is one that it's burned, so that's his name. Log.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is good because he reminds you of his name every time he opens his mouth to speak.
Yeah.
With that being said, Captain Rack Wraithrazor, what is your course of action? Originally, you guys wanted to sprint for the open sea to the north, but you're here at Aslan. So,
Oh, did we make it to Aslan?
well, yeah, it's 15 miles to the northwest. And there is a storm fast approaching from the southeast.
Which is 15 miles back.
Sounds like we only have one place to go.
No.
If we go 1 mile an hour, we'll get to Aslan by the time the storm hits us.
Yeah.
Hey, Captain. I say
Yeah,
we hunker down in Aslan for tonight and see what happens.
Oh yeah, for sure, that's the plan.
Isn't that our destination anyway?
No, it's north in the sea.
Oh, yeah, we gotta. Yeah.
That's where the monolith is.
Above table, Link, we were gonna do the monolith first rather than your backstory
Okay.
because
my
I
bad. I'm still trying
didn't
to catch up.
know. I
Yeah.
didn't know how long you two would be
No,
gone.
this is good. This is good. Yeah.
So it was an easy
Thank you
gear
for catching
shift.
me up. I appreciate it.
So I think we'll continue on that path, just so you can get settled in back before we jump into your story.
That would be good. Thank you.
All right, yeah. Just wanted to fill you in at what we're doing.
Appreciate it.
Of course, Felicity can raise whatever concerns he feels are necessary. Anyway, sorry.
Felicity's
I
from
always,
Aslan, right?
I always enjoyed the storms on the mountains. They made me feel at one with the turmoil in my soul.
Shut up, Panda.
Well, I'm not a big fan of
Okay.
rain, so I'm gonna stay inside.
You just need to watch where we're going in Aslan. I don't want any of being sold away.
Yeah, no joke.
The good
Especially
news
you,
is
Maxie.
Yeah.
you do have a crew that could look over the Great Turtle while you're exploring it.
Yeah, but the question is, do we trust this new crew?
Yeah, exactly.
That is an excellent question.
I spared them, but that does not mean that they're just automatically gonna go along with it.
That is very wise thinking.
We can't use the other guy.
Do
He's new too.
above table, do umbrellas exist in your universe?
Really?
What are you, gay?
I'm a
we
cat,
don't.
so
Man up, you pussy.
No, Wah.
Sorry. I
As
had
an
to.
Oregonian, umbrellas are a joke. You get rain gear, my dude. You don't use umbrellas. I'm sure in some of the fluty parts of society around this world, maybe there's an umbrella, but you don't have one on you.
Can I create one?
No. You do not have the materials to create an umbrella.
Darn it, where's all that cardboard?
I don't
and
think
then
that would do
wood?
much against a storm.
A
I'm assuming.
typhoon.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
That
gonna
would
next
be
to water
like-
a lot on this ship, so
That would be like hoisting a sail in the middle of a storm.
Not
It's a
gonna
bad
do anything.
idea.
yeah.
Just because you're a cat doesn't mean you have to be a pussy. Come on.
Oh.
I'm a female cat, thank you very much.
But
Still.
yeah,
That
that does
okay.
not change it.
Anyway,
Okay. So we can
Technically,
make
the
it to
term he's using
Aslan's,
is still
like-
not inappropriate because technically a cat is a. So. The name of it is. Yeah.
Is a
Yeah,
pussy.
so-
You can say it. It's not
Yeah.
like it's a bad word.
Yeah. How old are you? Come on now.
About 2 years from drinking,
answer
but
that, don't
almost,
answer that.
or like 1, so.
Alright,
Make it to
anyway.
Aslan in, like,
Yeah, come on.
now, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you can get
In
to
like now.
Aslan before the storm gets too rough.
Okay,
Oh,
so it's not going to be like a day's trip or anything, because you said
No,
it was
no,
like a
it's
2 days
15 miles.
trip
You can
from where
see
we
it.
were last time.
No.
Okay.
It's gonna take like 3 hours, but I mean, you
Okay.
might be fighting through some nasty waves to get over the bar, but that won't be an issue.
Hey, Captain.
Yeah.
Do you want me to steer the ship while you look at repairing that hole in your ship?
Actually, Placidity.
yeah,
You can use mending, right?
correct.
Would you mind? I feel like I can trust you guys. Would you mind severely repairing the ship?
Yeah, should be no big deal. What kind of damage are we looking at here?
There's like 3 musket ball sized holes in some of the decking.
This may take a while.
Which,
Actually, there's a couple more than 3. A lot more volleys were fired.
They like 8.
Yeah, I think it was 8.
yeah, but I mean, some of them would have went behind us or
No,
in us.
I'm not saying not all of them hit the wood. There's
Yeah.
probably like 5. Let's call it 5.
Alright.
But there's a couple in Rack's cabin, like in the walls and in the door, where Susanna tried to make a last ditch effort to escape, and I think missed every shot she fired.
I think Link was there, right? Weren't you there, Link?
No,
I
that
listened in a little bit, but I
That
didn't.
was Rack and you when you
No, I'm
teleported
on the
behind
stream.
her.
Yeah,
I'm
I
at
listened
the
to the
stream.
stream somewhat, but I mean, yeah.
Oh,
What do you think, Lucas? Do you think my mending can repair that kind of damage?
Oh, yeah. That's nothing major.
Really? Okay. You think I could do all of them in one sitting?
No. Each hole would require a cast of mending.
Okay, so how's about I fix one a day?
They're cantrips. It's a cantrip. Is
One
it
an hour?
mending a cantrip?
So can I do
No.
it all in one sitting? Then
No.
It's going to take
can't.
you some time,
Yeah.
I think is what he's trying to tell you.
okay. How long
Take
would you
like 3
reckon it
hours.
takes me to?
Well, 6 seconds per hole. That's how long it takes to cast mending.
Okay, so I can get it done in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no big deal. I'll take care
Alright.
of this real quick. You guys, go eat, finish your cereal or whatever. I'll finish repairing the entire ship real quick.
Cereal?
I think
Whatever
yeah,
you're
hot
eating, I don't
cereal,
know.
oatmeal.
Yeah, oatmeal.
Nice.
Finish your,
I understand.
With a side of bread?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Remember whenever I almost traded that away, Draku? Wasn't that a good?
Oh,
that was
I
wasn't it?
almost punched you.
But we got out of there alive.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
except for their crew.
Yeah,
well,
they
okay.
lost one.
Yeah. But it's all said and done. We're going to Aslan, boys. It's
Okay. Alright, so with that, we'll say unless there's anything anybody else wants to do on the ship, you guys ride into Aslan and you can feel like the like the seas start to swell and pick up, and the rain starts starting to drizzle, and as time goes on, it picks up to a steadying dumping of sheets of rain across the deck of the ship. And I'd say at this point, you guys are about to enter. Aslan has like a big jetty that runs out into the sea.
Uh-huh.
So the harbor itself is always relatively calm, but you have to get through the mouth of this jetty, which is like there's some big ocean rollers that are like crashing on these rocky outcroppings. So with that being said, who's ever's at the wheel, I would like you to make a survival check.
Freaking, I'll do it. I'm the best.
Okay. We are making a survival check?
Yes, who's ever's steering the ship.
Oh,
That would be me, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
yeah.
9.
Oof.
Okay.
Hey, at least
Everybody
it's
make
better than a 4.
Everybody make another
Dexterity saving
check.
throw.
Yeah.
You guys can take a breath. You made it. I saw that the other day. It was like
can
the
I
long
learn
pause.
A sea shanty from some of the crew. I'm finding I'm really getting into this whole music thing.
Are you
Oh
serious?
my gosh, no.
Anyway,
Just want to learn a sea shanty.
so as you guys kind of like make the last maneuver, like the ship is rolling on top of the waves, like you're trying to push through the mouth of this into this harbor, and the ship just leans forward into the trough of the waves as the next one picks it up, and you're all kind of taken back as you have to set a foot back to keep yourself balanced, and as it arcs over the top and falls, you all kind of like brace yourselves against something as the ship drops out of the air into the next trough of the wave. And you can see up ahead there's the channel opening into this harbor, and all these waves are breaking at the mouth, and it's like an audible sound that you can hear as they crash from like the sudden uprising of the ocean floor into this nice little sanctuary space. And you point the nose as best as you can. You time it with the trough. You drop full sails to pick up speed and throw you through this opening. But as you do, you hope to ride the up, at the top of the arc all the way through, so you don't run afoul. But you pick up a little too much speed, and the ship kind of drops into the next trough. And as you guys pass through this threshold, you all get jolted to one side as the ship hits the bottom and scrapes a little bit, but gets pushed through by the force of the water. You don't know how much damage is done, but you seem to be okay for now. And you're in the harbor of Asland.
Hmm.
As the rain continues to pour down, and you go back to like storm sails only just to get yourself into port. There's not a lot of ships here right now. I'd say this is one of the. I'm not tired. Excuse me.
Everybody take a shot.
Yep, everybody take a shot. There's a couple different ports around the island, and this is kind of one of the smaller ones. But still, there's about 4 other vessels in here from various national origins. But you find a berth for the Great Turtle nonetheless. And you guys get the ship tied in. As even in this sanctuary, even in these sanctuary waters, it's still kind of rocking and rolling in here. But you get the ship secured nonetheless, and you guys are at port.
Well, boys, we arrived.
Has it been a long rest yet? Has my knife been refreshed?
No.
No.
Okay.
No, it's been about, I'd say it's been about 4 hours.
4 hours. So another 2 hours until it's done?
No, you have to. You have to be.
You have to sleep.
Sleeping.
Oh, I actually have to sleep. Okay.
Yeah, no. It resets when you reset.
Oh, okay.
Captain.
Yeah.
Old Rake. You want? I know we got some stowaways now. I know we spared them their lives, and I know old Salunza said that,
Said what?
Cut out.
Vic. Vic?
Hello?
Raven,
Hello?
you cut out.
I think we lost him.
Are we down at Draku?
The computer just shut off. Hang on.
Ah, okay.
Rip computer.
Right at the best moment too.
Wow,
Like,
there it goes.
hey, let's do this. And they just dead ties up like, what are we doing?
Well, I can say what I'm thinking at least. I was thinking, boys, we could maybe head down to the good old tavern, get a few shots in us, and then take a rest in the ship, then head north after the storm's passed.
You know, after what I went through, I'm destroying that boat. I'm not gonna do water this time.
And Brack, you've been to this particular one because the smaller ports around Aslan are a much safer bet. There's still a chance that you might get press ganged into slavery or something you didn't sign up for, but it's not nearly as bad as like the big one in the city proper. Where like there's roaming bands of people looking to victimize anybody that doesn't already belong to a house or to another house. So essentially
Gotcha.
the deadliest of tourist traps, if you could call it that. So here's not bad, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to stay in a group.
Gotcha.
What I
And
was going to ask
you would know
was,
Oh,
do you want to let some of these new stowaways, the ones that don't want to stay, go?
I wouldn't want to leave them here in Asland, to be honest.
Where are you guys having this conversation?
In the ship, as soon as we landed.
Oh,
On the
what
deck,
part
I
of
would
the
assume.
ship?
Top deck.
Top deck. Okay. You would see, kind of under shaky limbs, Susanna climb up onto the deck. She looks a little dizzy, and she kind of stumbles over to you guys. Says, "Well, I thought we had it. I really hope you don't dump us here. I can speak for my crew when I say none of us want to be left on this place."
I wouldn't dream of it.
Well, I wasn't trying to say dump you. I was just asking if some of them if they didn't want to be here, they didn't have to be, type thing.
Well, unless you like being a slave, nobody that's not from here wants to be here.
To be honest, even if they did ask to go, I wouldn't let them. Place
What
is
are
kind
your-
of a toilet.
Yes, I would agree with that sentiment. What are your plans here, Captain?
Simply to take rest until the storm passes. Hopefully we don't have to go anywhere in the city.
And what do you plan to do with me and my friends while you're in town?
Well, I'd imagine you'd come with us. I mean, I'm sure you understand that we probably don't trust you completely yet.
That's perfectly fair, as I don't trust you completely either.
Of course. And I'd pretty much only trust one of my crew members to watch over the ship. So I would just have you guys come with me.
Above table real quick again, sorry. What is Aslan like for its shops? What does it mainly sell?
It's There's a couple unique things to the island chains. Thorium being one of them, but that's a very high market item. But Aslan does a lot of. They are like a perpetual middleman for a lot of different business between nations and between coastlines. Like they facilitate means of trade and holdings for, let's say, certain morally ambiguous acquired items.
The black market island.
Pirates are.
Not quite total piracy. Like I said in my description, it's a free market society.
Is it an anarchist society or?
So-
Yes.
Oh my.
So Draco
But there are
might have-
some rules, and the houses enforce those rules.
Okay.
But if you're not part of the house, they have no reason to enforce their rules or give you their protection.
So Draco could possibly have a higher chance of finding that item he's been looking for a very long time here.
Boots of haste.
Oh,
Oh, buddy.
Because if black
This is
market kind of items, air
This is
quotations
the
there.
smaller port on Asland.
oh.
So it's more of a respite for passing ships, a place to unload and offload cargo. There's a lot more warehouses here than there are like shops. If you were looking for something like that, you would have to kind of hop around the island to the more main port. It's a bit more dangerous, but that's where the goods are.
Hey,
And that's why it's dangerous there, is because people know, or everybody knows, that people come far and wide to buy the rare stuff here.
Hey Rick, maybe whenever we get done with this monolith on the way back, we can swing by one of the other ports and I can check and see if they got some boots of haste for me.
And if you
That would be
need,
putting pretty much everyone on this boat at risk.
Actually, can I talk to Diana real quick?
Yeah, sure. I would say she'd even be up on the deck for this conversation.
Diana, are you still working on those magical boots for me?
I haven't had time. I've been working on our potions to facilitate our continuing existence underwater, but it is on my priority list. I've been kind of busy with all the other stuff.
That's a fair assessment.
Did somebody say underwater?
Yes.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
no.
Where are we going?
Placebo, man, you've been here the whole time. You know
Right,
one
just
of this
remind me,
monoliths are underwater right above Aslan,
So
or right north of
let me
Aslan.
make sure I'm following you. So we're going north of Aslan, not to an island north of Aslan, or I don't know, a ship or cathedral over water, but we're going somewhere
To die.
underwater.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, well, technically we don't know if there's an island out there,
Oh,
or
okay,
if it
okay.
is. Technically, we don't really know. We just
Oh, okay,
know.
okay,
Well,
good.
a
Diana will
general-
speak up and say, well, if you did have the vision that Mateu shared with us, and the second monolith, the vision did take us underwater when it showed it to us.
So the question I guess we need to ask ourselves is, how are we going to get that above water without going in the water?
Well,
That's not the plan.
yeah.
Well, you see, I've been working very diligently to have us all be able to breathe underwater, so that shouldn't be an issue. And
kinda
it won't be
Put my
so
arm
deep
around
that
Placidity.
the
I'm like, hey, but it's okay. There's only minor things like sharks, octopi around there. Nothing big.
Looking at the map, though,
I'm
Diana
feeling
will...
a little bit sickly. I might have to go below deck for a minute.
You would
See
think
if I can find Simone.
a druid would be keen about all life.
There is a place and a cycle in life, that is true, in different dominions. Humanoid creatures such as ourselves, that is not our dominion.
Also, another thing, like I will tell Draco is like, if you need help with those boosts of haste, I nudge him on the shoulder. Just let me know.
For what?
I'm curious.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Are you?
Like if you can't, like if they try to scam you out of your like higher price or something, and
Oh, okay. Well, if we make
You're
if
gonna
we make
steal
our
the
way,
boots from Diana.
yeah, Diana's
She'll
Diana's
never see
currently
it coming.
she's
I
currently
would be
trying to
surprised.
make some, possibly for me. So, and if we do by chance figure out, we might end up having to stop on the other port on Aslan. If we do go over there, we'll see what happens. I'm not a part of any of these weird houses that everybody talks about, so I don't even know what they are. But
To be fair, I don't think I sold this correctly. You're not guaranteed to get sold into slavery. Like if you stick with a group and you're not like
by yourself,
and a completely oblivious to what's going on around you, like that, like business can still be conducted, places can still be visited without like terrible things happening.
Oh, so
It
it's
just
like the Underdark.
happens a lot.
I mean, we are pretty freaking badass. Let's go ahead and throw this out there. But hey, how about we go get a drink?
yeah, I kind of need one after
Let's
almost
drink sounds
dying
good.
on a ship exploding. So yeah.
All right, so who's gonna remain on the Great Turtle?
Let's have Yosef hang back.
Okay.
Maybe Yosef and Diana?
Yes,
I
you would agree to that, so she
don't
can
speak up right now.
put
I don't
the
trust
finish.
Yosef.
Yeah. And
Well, I think the
Diana,
Tyrants are
like,
probably more
as-
afraid of a necromancer than a lot of other things.
I forgot what Yosef's name was. Oh,
Joseph.
Closive. Clover.
Yeah.
Clover.
Nice.
That's what his name. I
Well,
got
yeah,
it.
yeah, that's right.
He's got 2 undead, and then Diana's a freaking baller herself. I don't think we're gonna have any trouble.
All right.
They should be fine on the ship.
I double check with Diana, make sure that she's good.
Is Diana able to message us while we're at the tavern? Is it too far away?
She will be able to message you.
Yeah, with sending,
Okay.
you can message pretty far, can't you?
Yeah, what
With
is the
sending, yes. With message, no. Message is like, but Diana has sending. That's how she's able to do the stuff she does.
All right. So she's good on the ship.
Yes.
What about old Clover?
I'll be fine.
I like that.
You do have
Irish.
You do have two
He's,
weird
he's something.
skeleton dudes.
I don't know what he was gunning for with that accent. So
That's pretty close.
close enough.
Yeah, close enough. Let's go get a drink. Woo!
So you'll roost the crew of the Polywog to go with you.
Yes.
I'm probably
Okay.
gonna let some leave. I don't know if
Right,
They
and,
necessarily
like-
have to go with us.
Like they
Of course,
they
I guess that's
comply.
up to Rack, but
But like before you guys get to the gangplank and start shooing them off the ship. Sorry. Susanna is gonna ask. She's like, "I'm assuming you're not gonna give us any weapons."
I believe you kept them, Rake. I didn't put them in my.
Yeah, I have them. Let's
Yeah.
see.
have them stay as a group.
Oh, yeah, I can give him. Yeah. Okay. Log has his. He has his log already. So
Log
he's
has
good.
log.
Yeah, Log has been fun. He's gonna miss
Are
the
there
group.
4 or 5 more members after log?
There's
1,
6 of them.
2, 3, 4,
6 of them in total.
5.
Okay.
So there's 6 total.
All I'm
Who-
asking for is at
Who's
least
the
daggers.
buffest besides log?
I would probably say Saluzan.
Yaz, the
Salonzan.
Dragonborn.
Yaz. Okay, Yaz. She can have a plain dagger.
All right, and
And then the
Susanna's
rest of them can have a
pretty
short
tough
sword.
too.
Wow, Wow, you're really generous with these prisoners.
I just wouldn't
Well-
want anything bad to happen to them in case we got
Yeah, I mean-
separated.
Mutual respect. If they get separated or if we're in a fight, we're not gonna. I mean, they're gonna be defenseless.
Your kind
Our
gestures will go.
universities are unparalleled, right?
Your kind gestures will go a long way, Captain.
I appreciate it.
Better not
Okay.
start any funny business.
And you
No,
hear,
do they-
you hear, Cliff speaks up, and he's like with a twitch in his voice, and Britt's getting stuck here. No way, man. Not in your wildest dreams.
I like how you're thinking, Drift.
I am honored and privileged to call you friend and companion, Rack. I hope that your benevolence does not cause us any heartache.
Me too, buddy.
Ominous foreshadowing is ominous.
That's like famous last words.
All right,
Okay,
So-
so to the tavern.
let's go to a tavern.
So there, Rack, you would know this because you've been here before. There's one place right on the wharf, which is perfect because you're gonna have to pass by the dock, the harbor master anyway, to like pay for mooring your ship.
Mhm.
But there's one place, and you've been there, and it's called the Smackin' Salmon.
I love that.
And it is about the saltiest, sea doggiest place that you can find, with a bunch of crusted old sailors that visit there regularly. Pretty calm. Not a lot of places, or not a lot of people looking for trouble in there. Just people wanting to drink. A perfect place for a group such as yourselves to go to.
Sounds good to me.
The smacking salmon.
The Smackin' Salmon. Like
Salmon.
it's got one of those. It's got like a salmon mounted on the wall.
Oh, of course it does.
Right? Like, and if it was alive, it would be wiggling and smacking up against the wall. So
Like one of those crappy fucking fish things
right,
that
like
sing to you.
the singing fish head.
Oh my gosh.
Only it doesn't sing.
Oh.
My
Well,
dad did
they
too.
haven't invented that stuff yet.
My dad had
That'd
a
be
buck.
great.
Oh god. Okay. All right.
So with that, you pass by the harbor master. It's gonna cost. It's gonna cost you 3 gold for the day.
We
And
go
that'll-
for the day.
And that'll like take you. You essentially say, "I want to wait out the storm," and he's like 3 gold.
Okay.
Well, I mean, what time is it? It's still
It-
relatively early, isn't it?
Or no,
your
it's
fight
nighttime,
was
isn't it?
no. It's yeah, no, it's nighttime because your fight was about
It was,
like 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it took us about
that
4
was
hours.
4 hours ago, so it's like 6, 8, no 6 math.
Do you wanna dock for the night there, Captain?
Yeah, we're just waiting out the storm. It'll probably
I mean, we
we're
could
just gonna
dock.
dock
We
for
can
the
stay
night.
in our rooms in the boat.
Right.
Yeah.
In the
And
ship.
what you're paying for is the ship to sit in its berth, like because you're taking up a docking space.
Yeah.
You're paying for the parking lot or a parking space.
Yeah. 3 gold for the parking lot.
The whole lot.
That's pretty expensive too, but it's not bad though.
Yeah.
Hey, supply and demand.
Yeah.
Any safe port in a storm.
I appreciate it. All right, there you go.
So
Three
we're
gold.
heading to the tavern.
The smacking salmon.
Mac and salmon.
This
So with that, you guys walk through the downpouring rain, and like the wind starts to really pick up, and you can hear the waves off in the distance crashing up against these jetties as it breaks with almost like the sound of a clap of thunder as the water pounds into the shore along this particular side of Asland as the storm rages on overhead. You can see the clouds swirl in angry black and gray knots as the storm rolls over you into what looks like just starting to be the apex, and it shows no sign on the horizon of settling down. With that, you approach a small squat building that looks like it's been blown over a couple times and rebuilt, each time getting progressively worse in construction and quality. But there's a soft, warm glow, and the sounds of soft, melancholy organ being played on the inside of this establishment, which seems fitting as it seems to echo and almost like it sings along with the storm itself. As you guys push open the door, you can feel the heat from a fairly chalked fireplace warming the room. And as you all enter in and drop your whatever coats or attire you have on provided racks, and kind of all of you shuffle inside, is about 6 patrons in. There's one cloaked figure in the corner. There's a bartender, of course, behind the bar. There are a couple individuals strewn about at tables that are nursing drinks and talking quietly amongst yourself. They all pay you a look as you walk in, and they've all worked on the sea their whole life. They're crusted, gray hair, crazy fuzzy beard, or not fuzzy, but like really like wiry and ratty. The kind of people who look like they've worked on the sea their whole lives. Their face is like they have like huge like big wrinkles and crow's feet and stuff like that, and their skin is kind of like tanned like leather from the exposure to the sun so much. And they all kind of look at you and give a and go back to their drinks. But anyway, you all file in and make your way to the bar. The bartender, a reasonably well built guy, no muscled behemoth, but just kind of a Joe average figure. But he does sport a very nice handlebar mustache as he kind of leans across the table, wiping off a glass with a rag. Welcome to the Smackin' Salmon. What can I get for you on this chilled to the bones night?
What are your options?
Well, we got drink, and we got some food. What you be needing?
What's your drink options, or?
Well, we got the house special and the less special.
How much is a house special?
Aye, that'll be about a silver around.
I think
It's fairly special, I tell ye.
I think, you know what, I'm feeling generous after trying to get pirated and not pirated because we're awesome. You know what, I'll buy everybody in the bar around.
Oh my gosh.
You see excuse me. You see a couple of these like crusty old men like turn to look at you. They like with like doubt in their face, and like you start shelling out the coins, and like there's almost like a twinkle in their eye of like, oh my goodness, this is like really happening.
Because there's how many? There's 6 people in the bar, minus the bartender.
Right.
Which, I mean, if he wants one, I'll get him one too. So that's 6 silver, and how many of us are there?
There's 6
10.
of the Polywog crew, and then
And then
there's
4 of us.
how many of you?
It's Placidity, Draku, Rack, and Thea. Diana and Yosef stayed on the ship.
Right.
What about the? Did you already say the crew that?
Yeah, there were 6
yeah.
of them.
There's 6 of
10
them.
altogether.
Okay, so what? 2 gold, 16 silver.
So that'd be a gold and 6 silver. because
Alright.
one gold is 10 silver.
Yeah, I give him. Actually, I got 126 silver. I'll give him 16 silver.
Okay. You slide the coins over, and he kind of eyes them, eyes you, eyes the group, and eyes everybody in the bar. Aye. Very well then. Take a seat wherever you want, lads.
How big are these? This is above table because I think I would already know this. How big are the special?
But like that, the house special is like a a generous tankard. Like it's pretty
Gotcha.
substantial. Like if you were a casual drinker, one would be enough. And like the not
Okay.
so special is like the piss water beer,
Gotcha.
but it costs like nothing. So
It costs like what?
like 2 copper.
Oh, okay. All right. I was just wondering.
So is the bartender going to hand it out to everybody else, or do we need to hand them
Yeah,
out to everybody?
he serves you guys first, and then he goes and he gives a drink to everybody. And with that, we're gonna do a little jump from perspectives.
Oh.
Lilith, as you're sitting in the corner of this god-awful salty hole that they call an establishment, but it's the closest place to your place of residence that you had, so it'll do. As you nurse your drink and contemplate whatever you're happy to be thinking about this evening, of what you want to do next with your life, you see the door open, a gust of wind comes in, which almost snuffs out the fireplace, and rain pours through the creaking door as these. What were you guys, like 12? 12? 10 of you?
10.
Oh, 10. Okay, as these 10 individuals pile through the door, 4 of them leading this group that look very confident. One who is a Goliath, or a giant-sized platinum alligator-looking dragonborn. A humanoid-looking individual that is ridiculously strong. A tiny, almost gnome-sized cat walking on its hind legs, and seems to be armed to the teeth with a rifle slung over her shoulder and a couple daggers hilted at her side under a cloak that's almost too big for her. And who's the last one? Oh, and then a tiefling with horns that go up and then go back at a 90-degree angle towards the back of his scalp, with a quarterstaff slung over his shoulders, and a very intricate necklace around his neck, with black skin, not red skin. As we've all been fooled so many times before now.
Has been a few times, yeah.
So with that being said, Lilith, what would you like to do? They go up to the bar. They enthusiastically buy a drink for everybody. And the bartender comes over and sits down in front of you, says, "One's on the house from the strangest love," and walks away.
Tell the bartender thank you, and then I look at them and raise my glass and nod.
I raise it back and say,
Alright, why don't you go ahead and tell them what they see when they look at you?
I have
Got this, love. Come on.
I have a black hooded cape on to where it kind of hides my face.
Do you have any weapons visible, or like would they be able to see your skin pigment, or just think of any like physical details that they could see with the attire that you're currently wearing?
From what they can see, they can tell that my hands are a ashy gray color with a bright red P on my right hand.
And is your morning star visible, or would that be under your cloak?
Yeah, here.
Everything's under my cloak.
Okay.
Do we notice her key?
Hmm.
Do we notice her? Like, does everybody in here have a ring with a P on it, or?
Everybody that wants to make a perception check.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
I don't know. I'm
I'm
probably gonna
great
get.
at perception.
I think I'm gonna roll now to get all my worst rolls out of the way, and hopefully good rolls later. But I doubt that's how that works. But I don't know.
Puka. I notice it. For sure.
Oh my gosh, what did I do? Okay. I'm trying. I'm really trying. 21.
Hey,
Boy.
there you go, Rick.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. So I would say, Theo, what'd you roll? Was that the
14.
14? And Placidity, are you gonna participate, or Link?
Did he die on this too?
Oh no.
Oh no, what's going on? Everybody's leaving.
Poke him.
Okay.
Snapchat him.
I wish we
Remember
didn't
that-
have to play so late.
Remember when you poke, it comes up on the recording?
Does it?
Well, that's
Yeah.
only if we poke you.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Well,
I'm thinking
Alright,
of
you got a
when
robot
typing in the
Placidity again.
all right. Well, so Rack and Draku, you guys look around, and you see a couple other people. The bartender has a ring with a P on it. And you also see the closest patron sitting at the bar, a grizzled-looking sailor in what looks like coats that were made from like seal pelts or something. They look very sturdy and almost made for the elements. And you can see on his left wrist, he's got a tattoo of a W. And it's the same style and position as the tattoo that Yosef wears, or has on his left wrist. And you remember he explained to him as that was the marking for the house that he belonged to. So you guys kind of put two and two together and gathered that maybe the P is for one of the other houses here on the island.
Yosef also had a W on his hand.
Yes.
So do we know what house runs the island?
Make a history check.
Oh god. Me?
Yeah, or anybody that wants to.
Oh, -2. Alright,
My
let's do
history
this.
is a +3. Let's test this. See
I
what
would
I get.
probably know that.
I got an 8.
Rack, make yours with advantage, because you would
Oh,
probably know
yeah.
this.
I got a 12.
With advantage,
Let's do that
man.
again.
There
16,
you
that's
go.
much better.
16. You know that at this particular corner of the Hagen's hub, there are 3 houses here. House Walt, which would explain the Decker, or the Decker, blah, the W, House Decker, and House Porter.
Wait, Porter House?
Do I know this too, or no?
With the 12, you do not.
Does House Porter specialize in making steaks? By any chance?
Steaks? No.
Oh, okay.
No? Oh, damn.
No.
I like steak. Steak is good.
But they, of the 3 of them, you know that Decker is not to be trusted because they do a lot of shady business. Porter's not much better, and Walt is not much better than Porter. But those two are significantly better than House Decker, at least on this island.
All right.
Over on Jackson's Hole, they're all bad, but here it's a little more mild temper.
Gotcha. So in Hagen's Hub there are 3, and Decker's the big bad.
Well, in the Higgins Hub, there's 4 islands. Each island has 3 houses that live on it.
Gotcha.
So this is the little corner, the 3 of the 12 great houses.
Okay. I convey this information to the group
Huh.
after I notice the P and the W.
Should we go talk to some of the people in the houses to kind of get familiar with them? Maybe if we have somebody that's if we're friends with somebody that's in the house, maybe that means they won't mess with us.
That's a possibility if they're high enough up.
True. If we befriend Yosef a bit more, that would be Walt taken care of. If this person in the corner is P, we might want to befriend her. Get Porter on our side as well.
Well, let me go ask if she's enjoying her drink. So I gander over to this hooded figure.
All right, and why don't you describe what your character looks like?
My character?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a fairly large, stout individual. Very, very kind of just a brick shit house would be the best way to put it. I have kind of longish black hair that's kind of spiky. Black eyes. I'm wearing a red gi with some big metal gauntlets on. They're steel. I look like pretty much somebody that's ready to get into a fist fight at all times, but generally a happy-go-lucky personality. You can kind of see it in how I'm not coming up to you angrily. I'm just kind of, hey, how are you doing? And I come up to this hooded figure. And I say, are you enjoying your beer? Your ale? Ale?
Ale.
Yeah. Are you enjoying your ale?
I am, thank you.
I couldn't help but notice your P on your hand. That means you're a part of the House of Porter. Are you laughing because I said P on your hand? Really?
I swear, we're adults here, I promise. You know, it was my fault. I laughed first. I'm sorry. Continue.
No, she was laughing before you even she was giggling as soon as I said P on your hand, and she was
I
like,
noticed that P there on your hand.
Yeah.
I do have P on my hand. I'm sorry.
Yes, I belong to the House of Porter. Why?
Well, we're new to this area. We have a friend that's in the Walt house. But we're just trying to maybe befriend some porterhouse individuals, and we're a band of adventurers kind of wandering around this area. We'll be here for a few days, or in this area for a few days. So it'd be nice to have somebody that could maybe show us around, or show us the ropes, show us what to do and what not to do, and we're always looking for more party members. We got a big bad that we're trying to defeat, and it's always difficult to do.
So, Rachel, above table. I know this is kind of new to you, but like think about like if your character was in this conversation, like what would she say? You know, and just kind of like try and play that out. Now, I know it's a little weird, and you're new at this, and I totally understand. But if you need help, feel free to ask. But the way I like to like roleplay situations is like get out of my own head and try and put myself in my character's shoes and say, okay, you know, this is about to happen. What would he think? What would he say? Or, you know, whatever.
Or she, because you
Or
played a.
I have played a she before. It's one of the
Yes.
greatest characters I ever played.
And my character has played with that character before.
Can confirm.
Not this character, but the other character.
Mm-hmm.
My Swissera.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Baby! Not played like that. Oh, Jesus.
Oh my.
Yeah. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah. That's weird.
I would stare at him for a second. You need somebody to join your party. I may be willing to go, but I have to talk to my father first.
We don't want to put you in peril or in danger, but we were more than willing to have another party mate. Can you do anything special? Are you a fighter, or are you like can you do anything like we have that big crocodile looking guy? He's a barbarian. The tiefling guy next to him, he's a monk. Well, kind of. He's like a monk, but he also like real friendly with animals. It's kind of weird. And that little cat-looking chick, she's a rogue. Like, can you do anything special? I like to punch things. I'm pretty good at it, but can you do anything? If you don't mind me asking.
I like to heal people, make them feel better.
Ooh. That sounds amazing. We could definitely use one of those. Are you looking at trying to get out of this island and explore the world?
I am, because I don't feel like I belong here.
So far I've heard from our new shipmates, giggle, that yeah, this place isn't a very friendly place or a very good place to live at. Why are you trying to get away?
For personal reasons. Let's just say I don't belong with the people I live with.
That's fair. Maybe here, let me call one of the other group over, and I can introduce you to everybody else. And how about this? I'll buy you another ale, a good ale. Want another one?
I'm good.
Okay. Hey, Rick, Placebo,
Yeah.
Kia, and everybody else. Oh, I don't know who stayed at the boat.
Yes, and Diana stayed.
Those are the only. Everybody else is here with you.
Well, I was talking like so all our new
Yes.
people.
They've all kind of like sat at their own table. They're kind of like not operating with you, but they are watching to see what you guys are doing.
Okay. Well, I call Rake Placebo, and Tia over, and I say, "Well, this is Rake. He's the captain of the ship that we're sailing on, of his ship.
Yo.
This is Placebo. He's friendly with animals and stuff. And this little one is Tia. So watch her stuff. She might try to steal it."
Hello, and I will
Placidity
not
at-
try to steal your stuff.
Yeah, I would say Placidity at that point would stick a hand out to you, Lilith, and say, "Don't mind the cat girl. She would never steal your stuff. It's a pleasure to meet you."
Oh, and I didn't get your name.
My name is Lilith, and it's a pleasure to meet all of y'all.
Is my mic
Pleasure's
working?
all
Okay,
yours.
there. Okay, I've been
Yeah.
talking. I was not close enough for my mic. Okay, sorry. Yeah. I said I wouldn't steal anything, and I guess it didn't pick up on the mic. So sorry about that.
Oh no, I caught you.
Oh, it did? Okay. I just was looking over at TeamSpeak, and it wasn't, the blue bubble wasn't lighting up. Like, did what I said not come out? Okay, cool.
No, it's okay. Like everybody talked at once, so
Also wanted to say, so I was thinking introduce us as also Thea, too, as I reach out and try to shake her hand.
I shake everybody's hand that has shaked mine.
And nobody tries to correct my pronunciations.
Other
than
I
Thea?
think Placidity would just roll with it.
Yeah. I don't even
So-
try anymore.
Placidity would speak up at this point and say, "So you say you're from this island? Would you be familiar to the waters north of here?"
I am more familiar with the forest land.
Oh, see what she's saying, guys? We don't need to go to the waters at all. We just need to go to the woods to find what we're looking for.
Placebo, I think we need to go to the water.
Are you
Yeah,
sure?
I don't think that's what she was saying.
I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me.
You don't know. She doesn't know. You don't know if she knows if we know that what we're doing.
What?
I mean, do we? We don't belong at the bottom of the ocean. I'm just saying.
So Lilac, you said that you needed to talk to your dad.
Yes. He, we live out in the outskirts of.
Are you I tell everybody, I'm like, she's a cleric, and she says that she's wanting to kind of get away. She doesn't feel at home here. I know we're kind of a band of miscreants and weird people. Think that. What do y'all think? Do y'all think she would be a good asset to our crew?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Placidity would speak up and say, "Ask you, Lilith. Oh, you're of the divine persuasion. Who do you follow?"
I follow more of a deity known as Morrigan.
I can't say I've heard of her before. I did not expect to, but I seem to be following in Melora's footsteps. Essentially, the Mother Nature herself.
My deity is from my mom, so.
Well, it'll be a pleasure to learn of your traditions and customs then.
And as of your sir.
Would you like us to give you some time to talk to your Pasha, your father, and would you be willing to meet us? What do you think? Same place tomorrow? At I don't know what time you want to wake up there, Rake?
I'll wake up at dawn, see if the storm's blown over.
What time are we heading out tomorrow?
As soon as it's over. If we wake up and it's gone, we're leaving at dawn.
Okay. Or if you want there, Lilac, would you like to show us around the town a little bit? See, maybe we can shop some wares and get some supplies. Of course, after our ales. And then that will give you, afterwards, that will give you time to talk to your father while we stay on a boat and you can pack your supplies.
Lilith, you would know that this is like, while it is part of the island of Asland, and there is a major city here, it's not where you currently are. There's the bare bones minimum to keep people alive and somewhat comfortable. There isn't shit around here to see.
Ah.
Oh, you don't know that. She does.
I know. I'm waiting to see if she's going to tell me or not.
Well, that's up to her.
If y'all want to go shopping, I can take y'all someplace, but we have to go through the forest to get there.
Is it a far travel?
Maybe about 30 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
I think I'm alright with that. Placebo? Rake? Tia, what do y'all think? We will also be dragging Emerald, Log, Crank, Yaze, Drift, and Saluzin with us too.
At this
I don't
point,
mind.
Susanna would step up next to you. Must you really call me that? My name's Susanna.
Oh, sorry, I have a bad memory. I tend to forget names pretty easily.
You destroyed my ship. The least you could do is get my name right.
I will work on that.
Thank you.
So Saluzin, Drift, Yaze.
And like puts like a hand up to her, like her temple, and just like gently starts to massage it.
So do y'all want to come with us through the forest?
Where are we going?
Well, this wonderful young lady is from Aslan, and she is going to be our new companion. She's going to bring us to a town to where we can possibly shop for wares, or if you want, y'all can hang out in the bar for now. In the the salmon slapper until we come back.
Man, you really do have a short memory. It's smacking salmon.
What the fuck ever, really?
Well,
Did y'all hear
and,
that?
Lilith, you see that this individual who has joined this conversation is a reasonably well-dressed, very professional-looking elvish woman, who turns and looks to you and says, "What kind of stores would these be? My crew and I recently lost everything that wasn't on our persons, and well, if funding was provided, could use some items."
Well, there's a store where you can buy clothing, foods, and other items if need be.
Very well.
The
Captain
town I
Rack?
plan on taking y'all to is just a little bit bigger than this one. It has more options for everyday living.
Rack, Susanna would turn to you and say, Mr. Wraithrazor, if it would be agreeable that you could provide my crew with some of the items lost. Changes of clothes, warmer clothes for the territory we'd be traveling to, I would be greatly appreciative.
Oh, it's no problem. I can do that for you.
Hey, Rake, I can help pitch into it. I guess we're all at fault for their ship going down. Actually, technically, they're all at fault, but you know,
Yes,
We did.
we all made mistakes that day.
we did help. So I will help in getting them some wares. If you, that way, it's not all on you, there, Captain.
I appreciate it, Draku. I've kind of put it on myself to take care of them. I appreciate your help.
Thea's just sitting there eyeballing everybody. Who can I steal from?
No, I said I wouldn't steal from my party members.
Oh, don't worry, there aren't only party members in this bar.
I suppose that's true.
Look at you trying to cause trouble. How about we not steal from the town that we just got to?
Alright, fine.
I'm not saying no.
Alright. Well,
Wait till I'm level 11 or 9 where my plus 11 sleight of hand goes up a little bit higher.
well,
Alright.
Lilac, we'll wait until everybody has had their wonderful ale, and we will follow your lead.
I probably only had one because I don't want to get too.
That's
too
a
drunk,
lot
so-
of liquor for you.
It
Right?
is.
It's like a big cup.
Like half her size.
Not quite half, but a quarter would be an accurate statement.
So I'd have to roll a Constitution throw and see how drunk I get.
Yeah, when you finish it, you will.
I probably won't. If I'm gonna be sneaky, I'm probably not gonna drink the whole. It's bigger than me then.
Okay. Well, it's not bigger than you, but
Just a
it's
fair warning. We will have to go through my village.
Is that a bad thing?
I wouldn't steal from them.
Oh.
Fair point. Thea,
Yeah.
keep your hands close to us.
Yeah.
Dude, sorry, I missed it. What?
Well, no. You'll hear it.
selective hearing. It is
Yeah.
selective.
Keep your hands in your pockets at very least while we're going through her family's land.
Alright, I'll take your word for it.
Stealing from Porterhouse, big no-no.
Okay.
It's not necessarily stealing from the porterhouse.
Stealing on island, no.
Stealing on an isolated island where we know nobody
How about
except for a
stealing
wonderful
in
person.
general is a no-no.
Well, I wouldn't say that. There are times when I think it'd be encouraged.
Definitely not pirates. Losing.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not.
Wouldn't it technically be? It wouldn't be stealing if they stole it, would it? If they stole something, you'd just be taking it from them when they stole it from someone else. So it wouldn't really be
It'd
stealing.
still be stolen goods
Yeah, that's
that
still
you have
stealing.
on your person.
If
But
you
I-
stole it from somebody who stole it, you're still stealing it.
What if I stole it to return it?
As
That's not stealing.
But
Suzanne
I
would
stole it
speak
from
up.
someone that stole it.
and
You're
say
still
as-
stealing it.
But I'm returning it to the person that got stolen from.
Anyway, Susanna, what?
Pirates.
A
you know?
chain is as strong as the lock that keeps it. Lock is as strong as a key. The key is only as strong as the man who keeps it, and you best be stronger than he.
That's a
That
cool
was-
little rhyme.
That was pretty. So what you're saying is, Thea, don't be a dumbass. Tia, don't be a dumbass and steal shit from people that we were about to meet.
Or
Right?
that are stronger than you.
Oh, yeah.
That's my advice, kiddo.
Alright, well, I was.
Oh, wait, hey, that kind of works out. You're kind of learning from your own advice, aren't you there, Saluzin?
Yeah, don't remind me of it. I was much better at tactics than I was at piracy.
That wasn't a very tactical move, now was it?
It was, right until it went sideways.
It happens.
Alright.
The mysterious cat
Pass it
jumping
over
off
to
the
me.
side of the.
Alright, look, I didn't expect you all to be full-blown proficient fighters. and to be able to know and understand how to set off a magazine without two people figuring it out on my own ship. That was a shortcoming on my part, for sure.
Well,
But
you live and you learn, or you don't live and you learn.
painful as that is, true.
How do you learn if you're not living?
Well, what I would say we can ask.
Joseph.
No, not Joseph.
Corbin Miner.
Well, Corbin Miner, Corbana.
Corbin Miner.
Yeah, him. He learned the hard way. So
Unfortunately.
to Corbana. I gotta take a sip of my drink.
Who's that?
Dude. I'm sorry, what was his name, Susanna?
Corbin
Corbana.
Miner Hayes. He was the gunner aboard my ship.
Oh.
Corbin Miner
Sorry
Hayes.
about that.
To Corbina.
He was a good friend.
I raised my drink with Striku.
You see, as all the other crew of the Polywog do the same thing. All right, with that, you guys kind of like finish off your cups and like wait to leave. Then.
Well, I don't finish mine because I'm trying not to.
Right. You get what okay, let me rephrase the question. Do you want to discuss with anybody else in the bar before you guys take off through the woods?
I mean,
Yes.
The other
Bartender.
guy at the bar had a W on his left hand, which you already know what that house is, but you only know one person that's from that house, and that's Yosef.
Oh, is it the man at the bar or the bartender who has to leave?
The bartender has a ring with a P on it. The salty sailor sitting at the bar has a W tattooed on his left wrist.
Gotcha.
Rake, you seem to be more on the salty sailor type. You want to go talk to him?
Yeah, sure, I'll go talk to him. I go up to Salty Sailor Man.
Okay.
Let me zoom in.
He's the one who's kind of like staring. He's got like the 1,000-yard stare, looking into his glass. One like with the sturdy-looking like seal pelt, like coat and pants and boots and stuff. It looks like this dude could weather a storm out at sea, and it looks like he has, judging by how weathered and wrinkled his skin is.
Seem to be lost in your own world, friend.
Aye, it comes with the weather.
I agree. Rather unfortunate weather, isn't it?
Not too bad, I suppose.
No,
But
not the worst I've seen.
it does make it hard to sail in this weather.
That it does.
You be a man of the sea, lad?
Aye. Just about all my life.
Aye. What you be doing here in these parts of Asland?
On some personal business with my buddies. See
To the
that
island
bunch over there.
itself?
What was that?
To the island itself?
Sort of around the area, yeah.
Hey, so you be working at sea then?
Mm-hmm.
Where you be operating?
I operate pretty much everywhere, but I got my own little ship. Really just meant for traveling, kind of charting the areas, you know.
Very well. If I be, I would stay far clear of the waters to the north.
And why is that?
Well, I'll tell you. And he like pulls back, like he like moves his right arm, and where a hand should be is a stainless steel hook that's attached to about halfway down his forearm. Like there's like this kind of like leather cup that seats in like some straps, and like with the hook attached to like a wooden block at the end of that.
How'd you get that?
Well, it could have been worse than you would ever know, lad. There be monsters in the waters to the north. And like you kind of like
Monsters.
look around, and like you see a couple people in the bar like roll their eyes at this. At like the start of this tale. There I was, lad. It was about 5 years ago. It was a calm, beautiful day for sailing. Me and my mates were up north, dredging the bottom of the seas looking for a treasure. Recently, some ships started sinking in the Devil's Punch Bowl up to the north of Asland, so we thought we'd get the fresh start on some salvageable loot. But there be something in the waters, lad. It came from the deep, long, but as big as a full-size whale, I tell ye, with a red top and a white belly, and 4 spider-like mandibles coming out of its face. I've never seen something so hideous in my entire life. It struck the bottom of me ship, split a hole right through the keel. We were flooding, going down. We were loading onto the lifeboats when it took another pass at us. 4 glowing eyes coming out of the water. I tried to dive out of the way, but one of its mandibles snagged me and spooned me into its mouth. I lost my hand that day. And everybody's like, oh, God. Collins, would you give it a rest with the fish stories? I tell you, lads, it's true! It's true, or by thunder, you can pickle me in brine. And with that, he stomps his hook onto the counter, the bar counter. And the bartender leaves over. Says, mind not for Collins here, he's a little whack, but do be careful of the waters of the Devil's Punch Bowl. His story does seem to be reoccurring. Quite a few ships have gone down in that area. And
Keep that in
Collins. Oh, sorry, what were you gonna say?
All I said is I'll keep that in mind.
And with that, Collins says, they wouldn't believe me, but there be a big fish out there. And only the fools and brave-hearted ones are enough to go exploring for that monster. You best watch yourself out there, lad, or you might end up worse than me.
I'll heed your warning, friend.
Aye. Fair weather, friend.
You said as big as a whale and 4
Aye.
mandibles?
4 mandibles. A shark-like tail that could propel it at terrifying speeds.
Interesting. Alright. I'll keep that in mind. I don't... One last question before I leave you here to finish off your drink. Do you know anyone in your house that is called Yosef?
Unfortunately, lad, I can't say that I do. The name doesn't sound familiar.
Right. Alright. Just wondering. That's all. I kind of go a few seats away from him, but I call over the bartender because I want to ask him just a quick question.
Okay, he kind of leans over the bar to hear you out.
Alright. So you've seen a few crews come in. I'm just wondering if you ever seen anyone with a almost like a golden ship, bright yellow. It's horribly unfashionable.
Bright yellow
Got one
ship,
of the-
you say?
Got one of the rowdiest crews you've ever seen. Captain called Jihad.
Jihad. Aye, that name does sound familiar. Nothing recent, I regret to tell you, but it was a long time ago. I remember them lot came through. Speaking about something exciting they found down south.
South, where?
They didn't really specify the details, but it wasn't close. I knew that it was far south.
As in, Illyrica?
I believe that was dropped in what he was saying.
How long ago was this?
About a year ago, I'd say.
A year ago. Huh. Alright. Is that all?
Should I know this yellow ship?
I'm just wondering if you've seen them recently.
No, can't say I have.
That's unfortunate. I appreciate it. Nah, that's all. I kind of get up and wave at him as I go back to the group.
Alright, he kind of gives you a nod as you step away. You rejoin the others who are... You can see the crew of the Polywog, they all have a disconcerting look after hearing the story that the old timer was spewing off to you in the corner. But what would you guys like to do?
What you find out there, Rick?
I convey the story the sailor told me.
I mean, you guys heard it, like, you know.
Oh, okay.
So
Never mind.
a big thing?
Yeah, just big old fish, big as a whale, four mandibles, powerful enough to tear a ship apart.
Do we have any weapons that could potentially take down this target if we encounter him underwater?
I have my javelin.
Do we have any bigger weapons other than us?
Something
No.
that cannot electrify us inside the water as we're all there too.
No.
Are you gonna be alright with your boat going out there?
No.
I mean, we might be able to rent one.
Yeah, I'm sure we should. I mean, it's Asland. I imagine there's probably a boat for sale or two.
Yeah.
Get one of those rowboats.
I mean,
Row.
We got a big ass crew for a
I'm-
rowboat,
I
man.
am not gonna take a rowboat out there. I tell you that. I mean, if we can't find any to rent, I mean, I guess that's that. Well, I'll have to take the turtle, but I wouldn't like to.
Oh, we might have to actually swing by one of the other ports on this island, won't we?
We might
I
have
don't-
to.
I don't know if this port will have rentals,
We'll see.
especially ones that might not come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think if they know it's not coming back, they're certainly not going to charge us a reasonable rate, Placidity would say.
Yeah. Can you imagine the insurance on that?
Then we know not to buy insurance with it.
Well, no.
Well, as I polish off my ale. Lilac, are you ready?
I'm ready whenever y'all are.
Drake,
I think we're all ready.
Tia, Placebo, Polywog crew.
Onwards, my lead friend.
Alright, with that, you guys all essentially pile back into your wet weather clothing and, open the door, and the the fireplace almost gets blown out as the wind comes pouring through, and like everybody kind of like grabs their hat or like napkin or whatever so it doesn't get like blown away in the breeze. As like you step outside to like claps of thunder coming down and rain just bucketing down around you. Ooh, wait a second.
Fair weather you have here, there, Lilac.
You get used to it.
There we go.
It's not that bad of a rainstorm.
Was this the bad one I had? Or was the good one?
Sounds like it's casually raining. Doesn't sound like a thunderstorm.
All right, well, I think it picks up, but just pretend. All right, I can only do so much here. But with that,
on yours.
I mean, if we were already in the forest area
Probably
part,
double
this
your
sound would make a little bit more sense
I
if
got
we're in
yours
the
on this
forest
one.
part.
all right, Lilith, you lead this group of 10 individuals. Oh, excuse me. Everybody take a shot. I'm not tired, I promise.
He does this
you-
every game. Every game.
Yeah.
Oh, you just made her yawn too.
Sorry.
You made me yawn as well.
Alright, well, it's been a long day, but I'm happy to be here, so let's continue. Anyway, you guys, Lilith, you lead on into the woods, over to where you live, the next little town over. And it takes about a half an hour as you guys walk. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Everybody take a shot. I'm good. Sorry, just choked on nothing there. As you guys lead on, the storm seems to be about constant. You guys are perhaps in the eye of it, but it doesn't seem to be getting any better or any worse. But every, maybe like every half minute, a clap of thunder can be heard, and the flash of lightning illuminates everything around you, and a couple seconds later, echoed by the. And it's not like that short, just like a one boom of thunder. It's like the ever long trailing crackle of thunder, which will like go away, come back, go away. Almost like as if somebody's like the lightning bolt came all the way across the sky, and you get to hear all of it. As you move through this storm, about a half an hour later, you come into a small one-horse town. There's a couple buildings. It gives you guys, it kind of reminds you of a Kaga feel to it, except for there's less warehouses, and like it looks like this main street is where all the shops. Shit!
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
gosh, Lucas, are you okay?
That was a big one. But like there's a couple stores on each side. Only a few of them seem to be lit. One of them you can see like clothing and other general items in the window, illuminated by soft candlelight. There's a blacksmith, but it seems to be closed for the night. Like there's no smoke coming out of the chimney, and there's no lights visible through the window or the crack of the door. So what would you guys like to do?
I guess I can go check out the clothing store. Is anyone up for coming with me to the clothing store?
Well, aren't we following Lilac?
Oh, I thought we were given an option to what can we do, so what store's options? So I was just wondering.
Well, sorry. There are a couple other stores. There seems to be like a stable, but all the doors are closed. I mean, it's a small town, and if it's shitty weather and pretty much once the sun goes down, they pull up the sidewalks. So your options are kind of limited.
I am
However, Lilith, is there anything in particular you wanted to show them while they were here, or just for the stores?
Just for the stores.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But I am going to duck into one of the closed shops and go talk to my dad.
Oh, he works there, right?
Right.
Okay, my bad. I totally forgot. And how do you pronounce your dad's name again?
Kenma.
Genma.
Yes.
Okay.
If
So
any
am
of
I
y'all
the
want to
only-
go with me,
Got
so
it.
I can go talk to my dad, and y'all can buy stuff from his shop.
I'll follow.
Yeah, let's go.
I wanted to go to the clothes store anyways. So
Yeah, then the Polywog crew needs some clothes as well. They.
Yeah, I guess let's all go. Huh?
And Lilith, just a quick refresher, because I don't think we discussed this. Your dad is of the forest persuasion. So does he have like green tinted skin and antlers, or what did he look like again?
He is more of like you're right, with the green tint, with the antler looking horns and
Okay. Because I remember that was what you told me, and your mom was abyssal, but I just couldn't remember how foresty you wanted him to look. Okay.
yes, he looks
All right.
foresty.
Super foresty. You got it. All right. With that, so you guys all pile into this reasonably sized store. It's about the size of that bar. And there's kind of tables and racks. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. There's tables and racks strewn about with various wares and goods on them. And you see kind of like stepping behind like a pole curtain in the back is this man who's probably late 40s, has skin that looks like almost bark on a tree. You can almost like see the different like textures of it, but not smooth by any stretch of the imagination, but almost looked like he was carved out of a tree. A very prominent set of antlers across his head, resembling something that like a male buck would have, and a kind of a more greener tint around the face, rather than the barky tones of the limbs, and kind of a well-kept beard that almost looks like lichen that would grow on a tree, but not nearly as fungusy looking. It's still hair, and kind of a short, well-kept salt pepper hair on top of his head around the antlers, which shows his age with a little more touch of gray than I'm sure he wants to show. Welcome to my shop on this dreary evening. I see you have brought friends, Lilith. Is there anything I can do to be of assistance?
They're wanting to buy some clothes for their friends and some other items.
Well, I can't promise that I have everything, but you all look a bit wet and cold, and you four, look amongst yourselves. You're fine, and you look back and you realize that the Polywog crew had to walk a half an hour through sleeting rain in like what they had on in a midday tropical battle at sea, which gives them no protection from the elements, and they're all like drenched and soaked, and they all look pretty soggy and miserable. He's like, I think I can help with that, at least. What were these other items you spoke of? He addresses you guys.
Well, I mean, I'm decent. Do you have any geese?
I am not familiar with that concept, unfortunately. But if it's anything to the attire you're currently wearing, I have monk robes, per se.
Uh, what kind of robes do you have? What kind of monk robes?
Well, for starters, I have a water-resistant variety that would do well in weather like this. Yeah, I'll leave that up to you.
Uh, how much is that?
Well, for the really good stuff, which I would recommend for this weather, I wouldn't want you to get sick or anything. That would be about 5 silver.
I will spend that and I mean, I won't change right now, but I will.
And to outfit your friends, the wet ones at least, that'll be about 4 silver each.
So, and there's 1, 3, 4, 6 plus mine. Rake, are you getting anything for you?
Yeah, I'm good. This is fine.
Above table, Polo, were you describing my tokens character outfit? The bar scene?
What?
Were you describing my tokens character's outfit from when you were doing at the other perspective for my character? Or just you said cat with a rifle? Did you say a dark cloak that's
Yeah.
covering more? So you're basically describing my token character?
I thought you had a cloak.
Maybe I did. I can't remember. I'm too tired right now. I'll look at it in a minute. But
I just
think
assume you're a rogue, you have a cloak. It just kind of goes with the territory. But yes, I was basing your token because I couldn't remember.
Well, I was just curious because I'm like, that sounds like my token. And so that's what I was
Hey,
asking.
that sounds like me! Oh, gee, I wonder why I did it then.
Well, the reason I was asking because when I also sent that text of a cat talk like that, I was like, if I'm wearing that cloak, then I wouldn't be really wet, so it wouldn't matter.
I like that. Can I shake off my fur like a dog? Sure. What a good question. So anyway, he kind of helps get all of the Polywog crew into something warmer, and you guys exchange funds. And like these are some like good fabrics, like sturdy canvas that's been treated, so it'll definitely serve you well at sea. And you get looks of thanks and soft spoken gratitude from the crew as you put them in something warmer and drier.
Is mine red?
What color would you like yours to be?
Red.
It can be red then.
They have like some awesome.
It's like a rust red. It's not like a fire engine red. It's like a rust.
So pretty much it will match my gauntlets.
Oh yeah, it would actually.
Okay. Sweetness. Alright. I think these will work well.
Genma speaks up again and says, well, would there be anything else? Lilith, do you need anything in particular?
I need to talk to you, Dad.
Alright. Well, if you'll
My hood.
excuse us for a second, and he kind of like gestures you back behind the pole curtain. Or is this like was that meant to be like a private conversation, or you can have it in front of everybody?
No, I can be a private conversation.
Okay, so you two kind of like disappear behind the curtain in the back, and you guys are left to mingle amongst yourself out front. What do you want to talk about?
I want to whatever they're doing.
You want to go with them?
Yes, sir.
I can't say I've ever met these individuals. Are you sure they can... Will they be able to do what you need them to do?
Probably not, but maybe I'll find a place where I belong.
Well, hopefully, that Morgan of yours is watching over you, and we'll see to it that you find whatever you're looking for.
I hope so too.
Well, I certainly can't stop you, but I wish you be safe and be careful.
I will. And who knows, maybe I'll beat Mom along the way.
That would be wonderful. If you do see her, say hello for me.
I will.
I do miss her dearly.
I know you do, Dad.
Well, tell me at least you're not heading out in this weather.
The dragon-looking dude said we're not leaving until morning whenever the storm passes.
Well, at least he seems competent enough.
But the other ones I'm not so sure about.
You'll just have to whip them into shape then.
I don't know, one of them seems a little weird, and apparently one likes to steal things.
Sounds like the starting of an interesting friendship.
But I guess I better take them back to their ship.
Well, I suppose I'll see you before you head off then.
Yes, sir. I'll come back tonight for a little bit.
Very well then. And with that, you two step out from the kind of like back room of the store into the front area. Oh shoot, I'm sorry. My words are slipping me. Well, is there any other items you need for your journeys ahead?
What other things do you have?
Fortunately, I really only offer clothes and bare minimum supplies. I don't dabble too much in weapons or magical items, if that's what you're asking.
Not just other kind of clothing.
Well, for you, little one, I do have a smaller blanket that might serve you well. And he kind of like reaches over and he pulls out and like it's like a square from like a bearskin rug, and it's like super furry. He's like, this is about the nicest thing I have to offer.
Is it a above table? Is this a cloak?
It could be. It's just a big. It's essentially a bolt of material. It could be fastened into a cloak easily enough.
Oh, okay. Alright, so how much is it?
Well, considering I caught this with my bare hands, pun intended, 2 gold.
2 gold? It's not bad. Take it then.
Alright, he kind of like folds it up and hands it to you, and it's heavy. Like he kind of like drops it into your awaiting paws, and it's like oof as you like catch it and take the load under your the weight under your own.
Alright, I'll be like, hey Draco, could you put this in your bag of holding, please?
Nope, you bought it. You gotta carry it.
Ah, dang it. Alright. It's heavy. But okay, thank you. Shot.
All right, I'll carry it. I
Do
see
be
it.
careful on your travels if my daughter's going with you, wherever that may be.
Thank you, and thank you, Draco.
I will assure you that we will strongly look after your daughter and keep her life cherished and alive. Stuff. We will do our best to make sure that she is unharmed. And hopefully, with her skills, she will do the same for us.
Lilith, your father shares a worried glance your way, and he says, well, Morgan's speed and blessing be with you then.
And with you, Father.
Anyway, I best be closing down for the night. It was a pleasure to see you all.
Did I notice a worried look?
Oh yeah. Like as you stumbled along, he was like, "Oh God, my daughter's gonna go off to die. Oh shit."
Well, I'm not a very public speaking is not really my forte.
Nor is bedside manners, apparently.
And neither are names.
Let's not get on everybody's high horse here.
Neither is beating the crap out of the people you love.
Oh, I do
Got
that quite
him!
well.
She had it coming.
Damn it, Diane! Move the fuck out the way. Oh, sorry.
Alright, so Lilith, do you lead them back to the smackin' salmon?
Yes.
Okay. So as you guys all trudge through the progressing storms, the various sounds of the wind howling past you, the claps of thunder and lightning in the distance, as you guys traverse over the muddy terrain back to the crashing shores, which have grown ever angrier and louder in volume. As Lilith, are you gonna stay with them or like deposit them at the tavern and return home?
I am going to return home for a little bit.
Okay. So you do that, and we'll have a little scene with you in a second. But for that, what do the rest of you want to do for the foreseeable evening?
I'd like to get some rest.
Okay, so you all head back to the Great Turtle?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I would do.
Okay. And you get back, and like the docks are deserted, and like there's a couple like wave like some storm surges that are actually washing up over the deck itself, and like kind of like pushing around some barrels and crates and some coiled up rope. Like the sea swell is getting pretty bad, even in the sanctuary of the harbor, and you watch as the Great Turtle and all the other ships that are moored into their berthings kind of like rock and roll with the waves on their ropes and attachings. They're fine. You have them secured well enough so they're not touching anything, nor could they crash into anything, but it's still disconcerting to see ships bobbing up and down in what should be a safe space inside a harbor. unnerving at least.
So, do you guys want to just go sleep in the tap room?
I have no problem sleeping in the boat.
Yeah.
I mean, Rack, for you, this is like a gentle lullaby rocking you
Yeah.
to sleep.
Exactly.
I think I've gotten used to being on the boat for a while. I think I can handle it.
Well, I might as well just get used to it too. So, and at least a room on the boat is free than a room in the tavern. So I suppose that's another thing.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, you're running low on cash, man.
I am. I only have 52 gold.
Considering we bought all your shit for you. You'd think a rogue would have some money.
I did have money, and then I helped pay for the stuff we bought.
You helped pay for the shit that we all bought you.
Anyways, let's go to bed.
Yeah.
You guys cross the gangplank onto the Great Turtle as it rocks and pitches with the swells.
Oh, speaking of which, I might have gotten a little bit distracted. Did we ever pay Lilith's dad?
I did. I gave him
I
2
told you
gold.
how much it was worth, how much it would cost. I assume you paid him? You wouldn't have given you the shit unless you did.
Okay, how much
But
was
it was 2 gold for Thea. It was
I already bought that. So
4
we're doing
silver for the 6 crew from the Polywog, and it was 5 silver for your vest or your cloak.
So 4 times. Hey Rick, you want me to throw in 10 silver for the Polywog people?
Oh no, I can cover that. No problem.
You want to cover all of them?
Yeah, sure. It's only 10 silver, right?
Well, no, it's 4 for each of them.
Okay, so that's just 24 silver.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to chip in 10, I can get the 14.
Okay. So I'm at. So my total is 15.
You're paying 10 silver or 1 gold piece.
Yeah, but also mine was like 5 silver for my waterproof key.
Oh, yeah, that'd be 15 then.
Okay.
Alright.
So
Save.
as you guys climb aboard the Great Turtle, Rack, you notice that there. I mean, I'd imagine you would have like oil lamps strewn about on the deck of the ship so you guys can see.
Mm-hmm.
But there is an oil lamp lit within inside your captain's cabin. You can see the soft glow of light coming under the crack in the doorway.
So somebody's been in your cabin?
It would seem so. I pull out my pike.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I'm following with you. If you say anything, I'm coming with you.
Alright.
You let me know?
For Thea to kind of get next to the door. On the opposite side of me.
Oh, I'm ready. Let's
Alright,
fuck some
I'm on
shit
the other
up.
side.
Alright.
Where do we see Diana or anybody else?
No, the deck is completely abandoned of all people except for yourself and the crew of the Polywog.
Okay.
Oh, fucking, let's do this.
Alright. Swing the door open.
Alright,
My
so you
pike extended.
swing the door open right as there's like a clap of thunder and like a bolt of lightning which illuminates the entirety of the room that you're looking into. And there, sitting above your map table, is Diana looking over a map of the of this northern part of the Iskandar Sea.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, okay, it's Diana.
And
okay.
like as you like almost kick open the door and you all three come pointing in with various weapons.
Yar!
Yeah, she's like, oh, it's just you. You scared me. You're back.
Hmm.
This is good timing, actually. There's some things I wanted to go over with you.
Okay.
Now, if you look here, and she kind of like slides the map over to where you can see.
Who is doing that?
Yeah, who's
Me.
rolling dice?
I'm rolling dice.
Super loud.
Okay, I'll stop.
You need to get like a felt box to roll your dice in. But anyway, she slides the map over, and you can see, and it's like a nautical chart. And you can see the island of Aslan, and this is like one of those maps where it shows terrain. So it would show like depths that have been determined at various points in the ocean, and a rough visual estimate of what the ocean floor looks like, so ships don't run aground. And you can see that who left?
Is that Link?
No. That was Jacob.
Oh yeah, he did say he's gonna pass out, unless his internet died on him.
Yeah,
his
but-
internet probably died on him because he was just talking to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just talking to us.
Alright, well, stand by.
Well, while we're standing by, we have a lovely guest with us tonight. His name is Agent Gondai. I think I said that wrong.
Gondai, my dude!
He-
Welcome aboard.
He has been watching our stream.
What's up, Mr. Gandai?
I hope you enjoyed the fish story.
Gun,
Actually, speaking of which,
Gundy.
is it Dundee?
No, GUN dash D, Gundy. That's what you type. There we go. Yeah, there we go.
So-
Like I said, I'm tired, and it's been a rough week for
I
me,
know,
as much as everyone else has been too. So
We're almost at a good stopping point. Speaking of that, what did you guys think of that fish story?
That was pretty good.
interesting.
Lost
I mean,
me hand, arr.
As far as like walking into like some tavern and some old dude like telling you a whale of a tale.
Yeah. Nice pun there. It was good.
I'm glad
think-
you liked it because
It was
I
good.
spent a lot of time writing it.
Really.
Okay, then I don't.
I would say you don't have a life, but me and Rachel have spent most of this week messing with her character.
I really don't have a life. All I do is work and die,
All
Me
I
too.
do
and
is
D&D in between.
What?
Speaking
I
of
do
which,
s-
Rachel, what do you think of this?
It's interesting.
Yeah, is it kind of everything you were hoping for? Maybe a little more.
Well, seeing how like I've never played, this is new for me.
All right, are you having a good time?
Yes, if I didn't have to push the top.
Yeah, we'll get to that we'll get that squared away here later. I'm buying her a laptop.
Okay. Well, good. I mean, because the most important thing is that you guys enjoy the story and get to interact and. You know,
I think
so.
the role playing thing is kind of an ease into it. Once we get into combat,
that comes
that's
with
kind of
time. Honestly, like I've seen that with everybody that I've played with that started out new, including myself. That comes with time.
I think once we get into combat, that's where it's going to be fun, but yet tricky at the same time.
Shoot, being creative is fun and tricky in this game. Like the combat's just kind of. Well, I know that's fair though, because like the more
Without being
clever
a
you
new
are
character.
in combat, the better you are.
Yep.
All right, is Jacob going to be joining us, or is he done for the?
I'm not sure, but thank you for the follow. I hope to see you next week.
Yes. So actually, you know what? We'll go ahead.
He said he just died.
I know.
Introducing new players to the roleplay part almost entirely relies on someone to take lead to guide them in IMO.
In my opinion.
Oh. I don't know much
How
about
do you
abbreviations.
stream on Twitch and you don't know what, in my opinion, never seen that before, man. Come on now.
In my opinion, yeah, I don't know. I don't text very much. To be honest, I rarely ever get any viewers. And if I do, they just linger. They don't chat. So, and when they do get viewers, it's mainly you guys just watching over the streams. It's kind of like.
Alright, well, anyway, we'll go ahead and, I guess we'll call that a session right there. I think that's good as place as any to stop. Rack and Diet. What?
How about, I know you wanted to do a scene with old Lilith.
Oh,
go ahead and get that done?
yeah. We'll do that first, because I actually really don't need any of you to be present for that, except for Rachel herself. So, with that being said, Lilith, is there anything you want to pick up, collect, do before you set off on this grand adventure?
I'm back.
Oh, hey, look at that!
There we
We
go.
were honestly about to call it a night, because I thought you, just died.
Oh, I'm about to die IRL. I'm very exhausted.
Yeah, I think we all are.
Well, hang
you
out
can
for
see it in
another.
my eyes how bad I am right now.
Alright, we'll have this quick scene with Lilith, and then we'll call it a night.
Wait, what
I
happened
think-
while I was gone?
Nothing.
Nothing. We're just
We
talking
walked
about
in on
quick time.
Diana.
We literally dicked around. That's
Oh,
kind of
I
what we did.
appreciate it. Okay.
Alright, so with that being said, Lilith, what do you want to go grab, or do you have everything on you that you need?
I have everything on me that I need.
Alright, so what would you like to do for essentially the rest of the night and into the morning?
Spend some time with my father and then head back to meet them.
Okay. Is that anything you want to role play out, or are you just fine with how that would go?
I'm fine with how it goes.
Okay. So you grab everything, you grab your armor, you grab your Morning Star, and all your little gadgets, and you grab your book and your necklace, which you had on you to begin with. You say goodbye to your dad. He tells you to write and come back as soon as you can. And you walk out the door into the pouring rain. Or actually, when you would leave, it would be the next day, with the sun rising to a clear sky, off to a new adventure. And next week, we will pick up with Rack and Diana looking over the nautical map about their approach on the Devil's Punch Bowl. Thank you, everybody who stuck around to the end. I know these are long and sometimes a little tedious, but we appreciate you nonetheless. Catch you next time.